The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
So we have some audio you have to hear at the end of sports today from the Michigan interim coach. But first,
you have to wait.
you have to wait, see?
Very clever.
Wasn't born yesterday.
Can I give you another compliment?
Sure.
That's a good little transition out of that song there. Perfectly timed.
Oh, yes, indeed.
You're feeling yourself right now. New year, new you. Making changes.
Love that song
Yeah.
from
Well,
Shine
It's
Down.
not a new year.
It's almost. We got to start thinking about 2024.
Yeah.
We got to get there.
He's
So
ramping up for 2024. Big year for Brian.
it's a month and a half away.
What are you going to do that's so big?
I'm going to get my office cleaned up. I'm going to my studio
What
set up.
office?
at home.
My home office. I have a
What do
room.
you have a home office for? You do the whole show here.
I'm going to start doing it from
Taking
home.
phone calls? You're booking guests?
I really miss talking to the listeners at home. Someone set up a separate phone
This is
line.
a live show. What are you going to do at home? I feel like Megan literally works at home.
Yep, well, it's my turn to do some work after this show, the post show, for 8 hours after the show at home.
Okay.
I'm going to get my guitar set up. I'm going to get everything set up there so I can play guitar live through the internet.
His big thing is that he wants to start wearing graphic tees in 2024, that he's sick of the plain black t-shirt look. He wants to start wearing shirts with stuff on them.
That's part of it. That's also part of the plan.
You want to go to Hot Topic? January 2nd, baby. Hot Topic shopping spree.
Is there a better location to go to than Hot Topic for shirts these days?
No, I've bought many shirts at Hot Topic.
It's
this
still
year.
good.
Yeah, it's great. They've got a bunch of Bad Omen shirts in stock right now that I like.
Okay.
That's real. That's true.
Jesus, Christmas gift, Bad Omen t-shirt from Hot Topic. That's off the list. Done. There we go.
All right, what's going on in sports, Brian?
Oh, the Bulls got payback against the Pistons yesterday, beating them 119-108. Devo dropped 29, 6 players in double-digit points. Bulls are 4-6, and they're playing the Bucks tonight.
They had a story come out over the weekend that NBA teams are specifically sending their scouts to Bulls games so they can know what the team is like when they eventually implode.
Wow.
That's going to be a very bad feeling for the Bulls players.
Just waiting to cherry pick.
Yeah, just waiting to pick them off.
If I could just get Debo, we'll take him here, and we work for our plan perfectly. We drop him in.
A second-round pick for Caruso, all of a sudden, they're a championship contender, someone in the West.
I'm not opposed to that plan, by the way, of what these other people cherry picking the team when they implode. Something's got to happen for them to change their mindset that this squad's going to win something. Now, they're fun to watch. Yesterday's game was fun. They win. But when there's no hope at the end of it of a title or close to competing in the playoffs, that's a problem.
Problem is, I've seen the way Bulls draft players. I don't want them having picks either.
Well, this town has a tough time with picks except for the Blackhawks. But when you get number one overall and it's hockey, they know who the best guy is.
Yeah, so we kind of nailed Connor Bedard and Derrick Rose. So if we have a number one pick, we're in good shape. Anything else, we're screwed.
Yeah. Blackhawks, speaking of Connor Bedard, lost to the Panthers. But these great stats. Connor Bedard has 9 goals in his first 13 games, the youngest player ever to score 2 in one game against Florida. I didn't add that stat from earlier.
Are they just tracking everything?
Can you imagine?
Who cares?
Think about the person that tracked that
First
stat.
time against this team. Okay.
I want you to think about the person that dug deep on that one. The youngest player ever to score 2 in one game against Florida.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The Florida Panthers.
Today, I don't want to brag. Today is going to be the first day
Yep.
I have worked out on this exact date ever. How about that? Whoa!
I got it.
Whoa, roll a new record.
Got to admit, I'm impressed.
That's insane.
Kind of blew my mind with
My
that one.
first day ever living this day ever. Huh?
That's a new record.
No one in Blackhawks history has scored as many goals in 13 career games as Connor Bedard. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun ride here.
That's
watching
more
it go.
valid
That's a better one for you.
than against this one team.
This one time.
Texas A&M coach Jimbo Fisher was fired on Sunday after a 10-year extension was given to him a couple years ago.
Bad call. With the 10-year. 10-year contracts. Can't do it.
How can you commit to
Everything's got to be in a 2-y zone.
2 years?
Yeah, 2-ish.
I mean, is someone going to really come to your place if you're thinking 2 years? Going to be gone again, got to find a coach again when they're all locked up? What's up?
It could happen anyway. They just fire you.
I understand, but they're trying to show they want the best guy. In a time, Jimbo Fisher was a hot commodity, and he did great. He got the best record ever for Texas A&M in one season. So they're like, hey, we got our guy. Here's 10 years. And now they're firing him just a couple years after that. They got to pay him $78 million.
Some of it has to do with the players. So sometimes you can you can coach the hell out of a kid who sucks, but if he sucks, he sucks.
Yeah, but a good recruiter, that's why they buy him in too. He's going to bring the best people
He
there.
brings a recruiter with?
No, he's the recruiter. He brings
he recruits.
He's the guy.
He coaches and recruits.
Tell me you're not going to go play for a guy who comes in your living room and says, I'm Jimbo. Want to play for me?
I mean, I saw that. I don't know if you saw that little docuseries. I would recommend not if you meet somebody named Jimbo. run away.
Wait, what was the docuseries?
On this guy, Jimbo Fisher?
No, on the other Jimbo.
Who was the other Jimbo?
Jimbo from like 17 Kids and Counting.
Oh,
Not a great guy. Not a great track record.
well, that's one. Okay, 50-50 on Jimbo's then.
We're at a 50-50, I guess.
Then
Well,
again-
I don't know. He just failed again. Look what's happening.
What's the story with that story you're talking about?
You haven't seen this?
No, I've not. Have you seen a case?
I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Is it really? I don't want to get into it now, or is it?
He protected his son through many a thing that should not have happened. One of his sons, he had obviously over 17.
17.
So he was very busy.
Was this the Duggar family?
Yes, the Duggars.
Oh, the Duggars. I mean, I know them. I know of them, but I don't know the whole story.
Oh, their son was quite the mischievous one who got busted.
A scoundrel?
Yeah, I mean, scoundrel is putting it light. He's, I believe, behind bars for some of his activities. And his father was very protective of that and had a lot of excuses for it.
And also probably context to get them out of these problems, I guess you're saying, for a long time.
Yeah, it flexed their muscles. They were like, they blamed it on him being a kid. And I'm like, well, that's just demented. It's not, most kids aren't just, doing that to other people. So I don't think so. Very interesting. But yeah, that's my experience with Jimbos.
Well, that's
But
not.
that's just me.
Everybody's got a Jimbo story.
Everybody, to each their own. To each Jimbo their own. You know what I mean? I'm not here to hate.
So we were talking about Jimbo Fisher, who got fired from Texas A&M. He's going to get paid $78 million to go away. But now I'm just curious if anybody has another Jimbo story out there.
Well, I have an uncle that we call Jimbo.
Is
That's
that right?
real. That's real.
What's his story?
What kind of uncle was he?
You know what his story is? He was in Vietnam,
Okay.
and he got dishonorably discharged, or I guess it wasn't an honorable discharge.
That's the opposite.
Yeah. No one knows what happened. He came home from Vietnam. He's a normal guy. He's pretty well adjusted, but he's never talked about what went down in
Jimbo's
Vietnam.
big secret keepers,
Yeah.
huh? Look at this.
Hey,
Also-
freaking crypt keeper.
I know.
Can we get him on the show and ask him about it? Your Uncle Jimbo?
I was dishonorably. Don't tell him why, and then let's just ask him live.
God, I don't know if I can or
Maybe
not.
he'll pull like adult mayor and be like,
What happened in Vietnam?
I might have to now. No one knows what happened. Like we're family.
someone's got to know.
I don't know.
I think everybody knows but you in this situation. I think
Why
you're-
would they
think you're
hide
asking-
that from me?
because it must be something pretty bad.
But I like the guy. It's not going to change my opinion of him.
Of course you like him. They've hid the information
Wait
about it.
a minute. You're telling me nothing would change your opinion of your Uncle Jimbo? Nothing?
It's too late in the game. I'm not going to form a new opinion on the guy.
Oh, so you're going to say it was okay you did this, but he's a great guy at Thanksgiving. He brings
Great,
like
good
awesome.
uncle. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorite uncles.
He's a good uncle.
Yeah.
So if you found out that he got dishonorably because he was just like, you know what? F these kids. And he just went off on a bunch of kids.
That'd suck. It'd be a bummer.
But you'd be like, Jimbo's great.
You don't get any good Christmas gifts, though.
That's the thing, because growing up, I would go over to his house. He had the first 2 seasons of King of Queens on DVD. So he's the guy that introduced me to King of Queens. We had such a good time together growing up. I don't really care what he did in Vietnam.
TBS could have introduced you to King of Queens. You don't,
Yeah, but he had the DVD set.
Something's a little suspect about the King of Queens DVD set at his house. I don't know why. It's a great show. I get it.
What's
But
wrong with that?
I don't know. Something.
like he's not willing to go out and rent
Yes.
things. He had to buy it, have him shipped to his house.
Thank you. Something's
Yeah.
there. Something's there. Kenzie sees it.
Yeah.
Me, seen with
he
me
was
on this
probably
one.
the first person on that Netflix when they would mail you the movies. He's like, oh, thank God. I don't want to be recognized.
Anybody else got a Jimbo story?
what,
Hit
did
us
Jimbo,
up.
what did Jimbo Fisher do?
Well, he just was bad after. I mean, he won the game, but they don't like him anymore. That's all it is. They're paying him
They're
$78
not
million.
saying.
Kind of like your Uncle Jimbo. They're not really saying to pay $78 million for someone to go away. Think about what he did that they know about. They're hiding.
Well, he was bad at football. That's what we know.
That's kinda what we
So
know.
I don't, just to be clear, he was fired, and they have to pay him $78 million as his buyout, right?
Yes, because his buyout, he has 7 years left on the contract, and that's how much they get. It's unbelievable. It's the biggest in history, the biggest buyout in history.
What an honor.
Hey, I would love to have that honor. The
What do you
biggest
think about
buyout in
that
history.
stat? Biggest buyout in history.
That's all I want.
Yep.
I want to get paid to leave.
Sure.
I would love that.
How about it? Finally, we promised.
I don't care why people want me to leave. It's fine.
Kenzie couldn't win any football games.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
we're firing her.
Oh, she had a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
just-
like, what about my shape made you think I'd be good at the sport? I
Finally.
could be the football.
Finally, Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh was suspended for the rest of the regular season over this stupid sign-stealing scandal that's going on. But they beat Penn State over the weekend with assistant coach Sharon Moore, who had one of the best post-game speeches ever with your girl, Jenny Taft, on the sideline on Fox. just asked him about the emotions of the game. He started crying, and then he broke a whole bunch of FCC rules.
To win on the road in this environment when there were doubts. Jerome, what does it mean to you?
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. I love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you. For this university, the president, our AD. We got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These guys right here. These guys right here, man. These guys did it. These guys did it, man. Talk to him, man. Love you.
Thank you, Coach.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
And Kenzie on Q101, get your takeaways in a second. Lauren has arrived
Ahoy!
to take you through the rest of this pretty damn nice looking Monday here so far.
Pretty nice out there.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Just did a whole jaunt around downtown Chicago.
A whole job?
A whole jaunt. Not even half a jaunt, not even 3/4. The whole thing.
What is a whole jaunt? How far is that?
I don't know. I've been here since like 6 a.m.
About 40 feet from the parking lot?
Just out there trying to make some money.
Oh. Well, yeah, coming up on your... Wait,
She's
whoa!
jaunty. She's the one. That,
Wait. That Beastie Boys Crafty you turned that into? She's jaunty?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Is there a song called She's Jaunty?
No, there's a song called I'm Bossy. Otherwise, that she's jaunty.
Okay.
I don't know
Changed
either of
it.
those.
I also thought for a very long time that song was I'm bouncy. I'm the one y'all love.
Well, now we know it's jaunty.
It's jaunty.
Lauren's song.
It's Lauren.
What do you got coming up on your show, Lauren?
Okay, I know Harper just turned 1, so I don't assume that she's old enough to be rifling through your personal items yet.
No. So?
What?
Well,
What happened?
my daughter is and found something over the weekend and tried to give it to her friend at a birthday party that's totally not appropriate.
Was it a dildo? Did you have a dildo? Was there a dildo in your purse?
It's not that in my purse.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about that at 10:30. And then I have Kooks and Vaccines tickets coming at 12:30.
I want to hear more about the purse. All right, takeaways from today's show with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Case, what do you got?
Frank checked in and he said Al Capone was indirectly responsible for over 200 murders, none of which were milk related.
It's true.
He's kind of a good guy.
Oh, really good
Everybody
guy.
paints a bad picture of him.
When you really hear about
Well, okay.
When you tell the real story of Al Capone, not what the mainstream media says.
it, he is a saint.
Kenzie, go ahead.
He
What's
actually
your
had nothing to
takeaway?
do with the mob. He was all about the milk.
Yep. Mafia doesn't exist.
Okay. Double features. Mike texted in, takeaway, thick caddy Brian fell out of a tree and broke his gym bones.
Oh, boy. And finally, a Zoe checking in, takeaway. Case is the reason Hawaiian roll cost went up.
Amen.
Damn.
Piece of crap.
Damn thief. Damn thief.
I can't even steal them anymore. It sucks.
If you miss a moment, you miss a lot, go to
Beat
the
you with a
podcast.
rubber hose. Dare you? I'm
Q101,
pissed.
Q101.com is the podcast, and anywhere you get your podcasts, like, subscribe, share.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.